Swinging a high drive into center field. It's at the wall. It is gone! Casas does it again. It's gone! It's into the bullpen! This game is tied!
And he swings and rips one to center field. It's high, it's deep, it's back, it's gone! Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over! The Red Sox have won the World Championship!
What's up? Welcome back to Play Tessie. It is episode 196. This is the official Red Sox podcast of WEI. Before we get going, remember, hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts. Odyssey app, Spotify, Apple. Rate 5 stars. Find us on YouTube. We're on the WEI channel. Got the Play Tessie playlist there. Has all the videos, all the episodes in video form. So subscribe, WEI. Hit the thumbs up on all the videos. And find us on the socials at Play Tessie on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So we're super excited. Second straight episode with an interview. I mean, we've got these racked up. I mean, this team is just full of great dudes, and we're super excited to have Lucas Giolito on the pod for you guys today. Giolito in the midst of a rehab assignment with the Red Sox. Looking forward to getting him back to the team soon. One or two more starts, maybe three. We'll see how it goes for him. But he is one of the more interesting guys on the team. He's obviously a baseball player, but he's got a really interesting background, and we get into that in the interview. I'm excited for you guys to hear this one.
I love nerding out with him, talking Pokemon. We talk some RuneScape off camera. Just great time. I feel like I could just talk for hours about the nerdiest things with Giolito. So big fan. Can't wait for him to come back. Seems close-ish to returning.
2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Mid-April?
maybe? Yeah.
Mid to late April. We'll see. They could take it slow.
I'm looking forward to nerding out with him with movie and TV shows. Also worth noting, Lucas Giolito, prior to engaging in conversation with him, looks like the most intimidating guy on the face of the planet. Like, he is locked in when he is going to throw. Comes back in dead serious. Sammy goes, "Is that a Pokemon tattoo?" And then it just flips.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, "Oh, it's funny you asked that." Yeah. And then just started nerding out with Sammy about Pokemon.
Yeah, you guys are like, what language are you guys talking?
Yeah.
No, and he's not like a surface level with any he has legitimate knowledge about all of the stuff that, like, he could go on for hours with this stuff. But let's get right into it. We'll circle back with you guys after the interview. We'll listen along, and we'll circle back for a little outro for you guys. But till then, here's our interview with Lucas Giolito. All right, we're here with Red Sox starting pitcher Lucas Giolito. First off, Lucas, how are you feeling? When do you think that Sox fans can expect to see you this year? Obviously, we've been watching you. You've been letting it eat in the bullpens and on the side field here.
Yeah, sooner rather than later. I definitely feel a level of disappointment considering how well my rehab was going, and then to have that little flare-up in my hamstring was definitely super annoying. But I'm throwing 2 innings tomorrow, so keep ramping up from there, and should be back very soon.
Awesome.
So I notice you have a Cubone tattoo on your arm. Pokemon fans out there, can you give us the backstory? Why Cubone specifically?
So Cubone's definitely my favorite Pokemon. We were talking about it earlier. There is a very sad story involved with his skeleton headpiece, which we don't have to get into right now. But I was a massive Pokemon fan growing up. It was like my favorite show, the anime, when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. All I wanted to do was watch the VHS tapes on repeat. And then I got into playing the games, and I put a lot of hours into a bunch of the different generations of the games, but the only shiny I ever caught was a Cubone. So I thought I would commemorate that with a tattoo on my left arm.
Love it. A follow-up Pokemon question. If you were a Pokemon, what would your typing be?
Oh, wow.
Heavy
That's
hitter.
a good one. Oh, man.
Dual or single?
Just by choice, like, what would I like to be?
Yeah, you pick. What fits
Dragon and Ice.
Dragon and Ice.
Yeah.
They're like, that's tough because Ice beats Dragon, but why Dragon and Ice?
Because I feel like I'm covering a lot of bases if I'm going into Elite Four fight.
Yeah, you'd have really good offense.
Yeah.
Pretty. Defense
Yeah.
might be tough. Oh yeah, but good offense.
I never played. You were talking about a Nuzlocke, right? Like.
Yeah.
I never played. I was a kid, so I would play the games where I would just like grind and then get my starter as high as possible, and then like get a Pidgeotto or Pidgeot as high as possible, and that's my flying type. And I would just like overmatch with just pure strength. Like I never used sword dance. I never used any of the like
setup.
Yeah, so it's funny when I like watch like a YouTube video about Pokemon now and I see like how much strategy is involved, especially in competitive play. I'm like, wow, I never played like that at all. Yeah. It's like anytime I caught a Pokemon and it had like a status effect move, I was like, this is garbage. Let me like throw an HM on there or something like that. So yeah.
This is so in the weeds. People are gonna love this, or be like,
they're gonna have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
A Nuzlocke?
Bunch of nerd shit, but yeah, that's who I am at my core for sure.
Love it. All right, we'll do like 20 more Pokemon things when the season starts. More to come.
I've been counting down the days to ask you this question. This will be the hardest question you have all spring training. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Letterboxd?
I am, yes. I don't have my own. My brother does. Yeah.
Top 4 films of all time.
You want me to do top 4?
4, yeah.
Off the top of my head, Saving Private Ryan's my favorite.
Okay.
I
know.
man.
I told you.
Oh, that's a hard one. Let's see, Saving Private Ryan. I'm drawing blanks. Probably, personally for me, Full Metal Jacket.
Great answer. Yep.
But the first half mainly. It's still like the first half of that movie is so good that it like makes it in. I'd have to think so hard. I have to do something Scorsese, Goodfellas probably.
Okay.
From Scorsese. Yeah. I like Apocalypse Now more than the Godfather series. I think the Godfather's brilliant, but as far as that director, I'm gonna go with Apocalypse Now. Is that 4 or 3? That's 4.
Yeah,
I'll go with
that
those.
Counts, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we asked Robert Stock that question because he's also a big movie guy.
Yeah.
We were both huge fans of Martin McDonagh, so he had 7 Psychopaths.
Oh yeah.
I said In Bruges, love In Bruges.
Yeah.
He said Lord of the Rings. We let him count that as 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like a big Lord of the Rings fan.
And Gladiator was his number 1.
Gladiator?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gladiator 2 kind of came up short. That wasn't the
it was
best
all right.
watch.
It was all right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
So I got to ask about last year's bobblehead. The Lucas Giolito Marble
Okay.
Rye bobblehead. Were you involved in that at all? Did they give you a box?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the bobblehead from last year?
I don't think it worked out. It was going to be like a bigger thing because if I was actually playing. But it was really, really cool. My grandfather was an actor. He was on Seinfeld. His character's name was Henry Ross. And so I think it was like early, like soon after I signed, like the marketing team reached out to me like, hey, we want to do like a Seinfeld type thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm all for it. That's great. Kind of commemorate my grandfather a little bit and his character.
That was I've got one of those at home. It's a great bobblehead. The marble rye scene in Seinfeld, where Jerry, what is he? Yeah, he chases down. What is he? Chase down the lady or run from the lady? No, he chases down the lady with the marble rye. It's one of the best scenes in Seinfeld. Okay, on to the good stuff, and I feel like you could have a lot of answers in particular for this one. But outside of baseball, what do you consider yourself an expert in?
Video games.
What do you play?
Pretty high level. As far as like an expert at like playing Rocket League, I'm washed though. I was really good like 2016, 2015, 2016, 2017 was my peak. And then the new generation of kids came in and like the skill ceiling of that game is just like endless. So I hit my level and that was that. It's that game I probably have more hours in than any other game. But like my knowledge of video games is relatively vast, just because I grew up around it. My dad was a producer at Electronic Arts. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. All I wanted to do as a kid was go to his studio and like watch games being made.
What games did he work with?
His big franchise was Medal of Honor.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he did Medal of Honor 2, Allied Assault was like the big one on PC, and then it got ported, and that was Medal of Honor Frontline for all the systems at the time. And yeah, that was like the Call of Duty before Call of Duty. So yeah, that was video games, and that culture has always been very ingrained, and I'm a big fan.
Cool jobs running your family.
I guess
That's
so.
great.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, completely different question. Give me your most controversial hot take about food. Anything food related.
Just a hot take about food.
Hot take. Like, what do you like? Like Roman Anthony said, get rid of ketchup entirely.
Oh, okay.
Which I like.
That's a good one.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. I was in Chicago so long, like those hot dogs, like you can't put ketchup on those things.
No, they yell at you.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. I'm trying to think like my most controversial.
It's a sneaky hard question. I couldn't answer. We were talking about it earlier. I had no idea.
Don't cook a steak past medium rare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yeah. That's
Unless it's like really bad quality meat. Like if you're getting like a something
For
from
safety. For safety.
For safety, yeah. If you're like, okay, I don't know about this thing, sure, like burn it just because you need the calories, but
otherwise jail time.
If you go to a steakhouse and you're going medium and above, it makes me cringe a little bit.
You get a burger at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
burger, sure. Like you smash burgers are well done anyways, but like a steak, you got to go medium rare, or less than that if that's your preference.
Have you seen The Town?
Yeah.
Okay.
A long time ago. I'm not gonna be able to quote it or
No.
anything.
Which car are we taking? You can pick 3 guys to rob Fenway with and a getaway driver on your team or involved in the team, because we got a good answer the other day. Who are the 3 guys? Who are you going in with? Who's your getaway driver and why?
3 guys I'm going in with. Dang, this is like I have to like think about everyone's personalities. Walker Bueller's coming. He's got some wild card aspects to him. I think he's going to be ready. He's good under pressure. We saw that in the World Series. Let me think.
There's been a pretty popular answer for the getaway driver. I'm curious to see if you say it.
Getaway driver.
Guy with a big car. Multiple, maybe.
Oh, Araldis.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave me too many hints. I was thinking like who can like drive fast and sneaky, but I'd pick Araldis if that. It would be a whole different scenario. It'd have to be like a zombie apocalypse situation. I want to get in his car.
I Am Legend.
And just cruise down the highway. But yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, you're going to be driving away in a tank. So that's like a guns blazing type of getaway.
Like you're caught and you need to like
Ben Affleck Batmobile.
Yeah, 2 more guys to come in for the robbery. I gotta say, Garrett Whitlock is not gonna want to, but I feel like he's going to like maintain a cool head. He's very planned out. He's very calm. So that might be a good thing for us to have in there. And then probably Jarren Duran, just to get a little fiery. Like he'll be ready to yell at everybody and scare everybody.
That's been
He's got all the tattoos. It's going to freak everyone out.
Yeah, I think the most common ones we got were Araldis was the getaway driver. Richard Fitz was a common one.
Duran has
And
been
Duran
in
was
a few of
super
these.
common.
Why Fitzy?
distraction.
Distraction.
He was gonna
That
like
was
distract.
the-
Yeah.
That was the reasoning on everyone.
Nice.
Distraction.
Yeah, it's a mix of like strategy and athleticism.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you put together the team.
Yeah, I don't know if I had the best team, but
got a
it
pretty
will
good
work out.
roster.
It'll work out pretty good. I don't think I'd be any good in there.
Your
I
life's
don't know how to
on the
rob a
line.
bank.
We
No
asked
big
Murph,
deal.
and he just picked the 4 biggest guys on the team. He took Fitz, Chapman, Casas, and
Fitz?
Crochet.
maybe it was
Crochet's
Crochet.
one of the
or
bigger
Casas.
guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you want a smaller guy who can like hide and
That's like
Get
there's
through
two
stuff.
strategies.
Sedan has not been picked yet, and
That's
that's
the guy.
blowing my mind.
Oh yeah,
Some agility.
really quick, and agile. Yeah.
There's
Hamilton.
two schools of thought because you could
Hamilton,
go
yeah.
intimidation or you could go like quickness, agility. Just depends on how you think you're going to go.
Yeah.
Either way, we're Robin Fenway.
Yeah, either way,
either
we're Robin
way.
Fenway.
Nice.
Lucas, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks so
of course.
much for coming
Thanks
on
for
with us.
having me, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, big shout out to Lucas Giolito, Red Sox starting pitcher, for jumping on the podcast with us. It was super exciting to get him on. I'd done an interview with him and Bradfo for Baseball Isn't Boring right at the end of last season. It was where he said that he was going to try to recruit Max Fried, or he said he'd already started recruiting Max Fried to try and sign with the Red Sox, and we know he did that, put his best foot forward there. But shout out to him for that, but also for jumping on with us. Again, I just think he's one of the most interesting dudes who has so many off the field interests that again, you don't always get to hear about this with guys, and it was really cool to hear about everything that Lucas is interested in.
Yeah, he's not your average athlete. He's not what you would think of as like, this is what a major league pitcher is into. He's very different, and I mean that in an endearing way. So one of the more fun ones for me, I think it was pretty clear. I was having a great time with the Pokemon stuff. Dragon and Ice, kind of overpowered, but we'll let it slide. Offensively, especially, that would just do so much work. In competitive battling format, you guys know, like the newer generations. You guys know what I'm talking about. So,
Oh yeah,
mad respect to Lucas Giolito for being himself. I think that's cool.
Yeah, he's like one of my best friends, like in high school. Shut up, Murph. The nerdiest kid I ever met, and he was a disgusting pitcher. I like my pitchers being a little nerdy, a little bit different. It's refreshing. And this guy just loving Pokemon and loving movies and TV shows. And he said he's an expert in video games because his dad worked at like a video
EA.
game production. Yeah. And he was just like, I just love that. He's just like a down to earth guy. Like, hey, I like playing video games too, dude. I don't make millions of dollars, but I like playing video games. It's cool. It's a pastime of mine, a little hobby. But no, Lucas is awesome. I look forward to kind of getting him a couple more times because he's just a content machine.
Yeah, and such an interesting family that he comes from. Like, of course, like he's obviously got the relation to George Costanza's almost father-in-law in Seinfeld, led to the bobblehead that we talked about with him that I'd been wanting to ask him about for like a year, and I forgot to do it on the pod with Bradfo. So I made a mental note that whenever we did get to talk to Giolito on Play Tessie, I was going to make sure to ask about that because I love the marble rice scene in Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld in general. I think it's super cool that there is a relative of a Seinfeld character pitching for the Red Sox. But to Pat's point from before the pod, I just want to harp on this again. If you see Lucas Giolito walking around at Fenway, if he's getting his work in, or maybe like you see him on the streets of Boston or whatever, like the guy is giant. He is huge. There's a picture. We did like a social clip with him last year. It was me on film with him, and I'm basically looking up to the sky, looking at him. It's emasculating how much shorter I am. I'm serious though. If you talk to him, like if you get an autograph or something, like he'll be the nicest guy. He's a good guy, but you do have to get his attention and then he'll be nice. But like if you just see him walking around, like he's down to business. He's gonna do his thing. Like he's here to get his work in. But he's definitely down to have a good conversation about baseball or not baseball. Like he's just I enjoyed talking about the off the field type stuff with him.
Oh yeah,
dude,
wow, there's
yeah.
that.
Oh
You
my
do look
God.
quite shorter than him. I mean, he is in the foreground more than you, so
It's a problem. It's
Maybe.
double trouble.
Dude,
yeah.
if his leg was positioned kind of behind your right leg, I would buy that he was a ventriloquist and you were his puppet. Like that's how small you look next to Lucas Giolito.
I bought shoes that had a little bit of extra oomph on the bottom going into spring training because of this. Because of this interview from last year. And like, let's be real. Lucas Giolito is not the only mega tall player the Red Sox have. He's not the only mega tall player the Red Sox have that we talked to. We just had the crazy discovery of chairs. So like we didn't look that short next to Garrett Crochet because we were sitting. We didn't look that short next to Lucas Giolito because we were sitting. There's other guys on this team like Richard Fitz, super tall as oh my God, the Red Sox. I mean, I remember at the end of the season last year, Alex Cora was like, we need some horses, some big dudes in this pitching staff that can make it through a season. And by God, the Red Sox have some massive pitchers on this team.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett Crochet, huge. Cooper Criswell, big dude. Who else?
Whitlock and Hauker, both really
Whitlock.
tall.
Then you Liam Hendricks, who's not a super tall guy, but he's like beefy. He's a big dude. Beefy dude. Hey, man, we love a beefy dude.
Yeah. Why do you think that Gordo and Sammy love to interview Chris Murphy so much? They look very tall next to Chris.
I'll never get over my Ken Rosenthal interview audio not working. That was my favorite one ever because I looked huge. I looked like a giant next to that guy. And then we went up to go watch the footage. No audio. So that interview will never see the light of day. I'll never even get to hear it.
Yeah. And people will never know that you actually were shorter and older than Ken Rosenthal. It's crazy. I mean, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe my eyes when Ken told you his age and you're like, wow, I got 6 years on you. It's crazy.
Dude, you were on a freshman when I was a senior. That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
In hindsight, we should have taken a page out of Ken Rosenthal's playbook. There's a reason that he's always in the camera well when he's on TV. We should have just thought like, oh, we should sit when we interview people.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But
well, good thing one of us came up with that idea. Good thing,
props to
right?
you, Sammy. I give you some applause.
I too felt emasculated by these gigantic. You know which one looked really bad last year was Garrett Cooper. He looked like like it was so much bigger than me. It was just sad, but whatever, dude. We're here for content. We're not baseball players. We don't have to be giant mammoth of men. We can just do this seated from home.
Come on, Sammy. You don't see all the Red Sox fans who think I'm a player. They're all asking me for my autograph, and I have to be like, I don't play for the team. I promise. I would sign your stuff if I did. It happens every single time we're at Fenway, man. Every single time.
Yeah, they're like, that guy's got a cannon.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Episode 196 of Play Tessie, and huge shout out again to Lucas Giolito for making the time to jump on with us. We really appreciate it. But till next time, this is what do I do here? Thanks. No, subscribe. That's what I do here. God, I'm tired, man. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Odyssey, rate 5 stars. You know the drill. On YouTube, on the WEI page, Play Tessie playlist or something. Thumbs up. Subscribe WEI. Find us on the socials. at Play Tessie on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. For Sammy, for Pat, for Joe producing, it's Gordo here. Appreciate Lucas Giolito again. This has been episode 196 of Play Tessie. Thanks for tuning into this one. We'll be back in a couple days. Peace.